Hey, what's going on everybody, and welcome back to the Whiskey Cove. And in celebration of Thanksgiving, we have a special wild turkey episode coming your way. Run the video. All right then folks, thank you for joining us for another new and exciting episode on what is Thanksgiving, aka Turkey Day. Thursdays we don't usually drop videos, but of course, you know, it is a special occasion. So let's get into today's video and see what this video is all about. So we have two wild turkey glasses in front of me here. I have mixed these glasses up, and in each glass is going to be either one of these two whiskeys. In one glass there's going to be the traditional rare breed, the everyman's rare breed if you like. The bottle looks like that. Beautiful bottle, has really nice gold bronzy writing on front. This is the American release of rare breed. However, what is this imposter here on the right? This is the 1 litre travel exclusives that is so good. Wild Turkey has decided to send it out of the country or just stick it into airports. So this is exactly the same proof. They're exactly the same proof, or 58.4% ABV, or 116.8 proof. This is a 1 litre bottle, but this is a 750 milliliter bottle. This is non-chill filtered. Well, this seems to be chill filtered. Pricing wise, price on this is around $60. Price on this is around $60 too, but you get a 1 litre. So very similar in price. But if you're someone who watches the Whiskey Cove channel a lot, you know that I really like this whiskey. But is it really better than the rare breed we already have on the shelf here? Today's episode, we are going to find out, and we are going to be reviewing these whiskeys blindly and trying to figure out which one is which and which is my favorite. So then let's get these bottles out of here. Let's get into these glasses. So at this moment in time, I have no idea which whiskey is in which glass. My own hypothesis is that the 1 litre non-chill filtered should be head and shoulders above the regular rare breed, just through my own experiences. But I've never done them back to back. So today, am I going to be shocked? Let's go ahead and go in. Glass 1, glass 2, and then we will reveal all at the end. Glass 1 here. Just looking at the whiskey in the glass, yeah, it doesn't look too bad. More coppery, definitely than kind of like a golden or amber color. It does look like there might be a flake or two in there, like a calcified flake. It does look quite oily and does kind of sit on the glass really nice, so which is kind of in line for the ABV or proof on this. Let's go in for a nose here. Big kind of cherry, cola, root beer flavors. I don't know what it is lately. This year has been the year of the turkey and the Russells. I've been really digging a lot of the stuff that they've been putting out and just getting into a lot more. I think my palate has changed this year a little bit. Lots of cherry on there as well. Some of those darker fruits, maybe like an espresso beans and chocolate there. A lot of flavor there coming together really well and balanced. It isn't wowing me in terms of like unicorn level, which I sometimes feel that non-chill filtered travel exclusives is up there. Some really interesting flavor notes, not funky at all. And really not much heat either for a 50% ABV. Let's go in for a taste here. There's a little bit of a zip or a sting on the front of the tongue, but that goes quite fast. And then you get a lot of aged wood presence, like a barrel's just been emptied, and kind of sniff the empty barrel. Kind of has that musty woody note there. A little bit of bacon spices rolling in, a little clove, a little bit of nutmeg and cinnamon there. Really nice, not really spicy. You get a little Kentucky hug on the throat here, but not really blowing up your palate or your chest. Some of those kind of root beer spices flow in, kind of there with those bacon spices too. Some brown sugar, really nice caramel richness on the palate. Wouldn't say there's much vanilla on this one. It's about maybe some of the darker, spicier flavors, but there's no rye spice there. Let's go in for another taste on glass 1. It's quite rich on the mouth, not super oily, but it does a really good job with some of those bacon spices. That some of those sweetness, like the butterscotchy sweetness, caramel sweetness, are coated in the mouth. Like I said, I wouldn't say it's awesome mouthfeel, but very, very good. This is a great whiskey. And anytime I will pick up this glass and drink this whiskey, I would be very pleased at what I'm drinking. However, which glasses, I guess we won't know until we move into the second one, and hopefully we can figure that out. Hopefully my hypothesis is put to the test and stands up to the test. Let's reset our palate and then dive in to glass number 2. All right then folks, let's move glass 1 out the way. This is glass 2. Looking at in the glass, it doesn't really look a whole lot different to glass 1. It's getting more like the copper color, the hue there. Maybe a slight titch lighter, but that could just be the studio lights that I have here. They look very close. Also has a lot of like that kind of thickness and richness there as well. Let's go in for a nose. This one is really a lot more subdued compared to the first one. It has some of those same flavor profiles, but it's like a little flat compared to this. Like I said that this had a lot of flavor going for it, maybe not at like an elite unicorn level, but there's not really much in this. It's like I want to whip it up to kind of whip out some of those flavors there. Get more of that musty oak like we were getting in the first one. But you're not really getting that big cherry note that I was getting. You're not really getting much sweetness. It's more like woody, a little leathery here as well too. Maybe a touch of heat. And some pininess there as well. This is more woody, more fresh leather, without really any of the fruit. Maybe a touch of a coffee note, like instant coffee there too. Really hope the palate picks up on this one. Let's go in for a taste here. Not really tasting much of that like musty wood coming through. There's definitely much more tobacco. Feels like there's more rye spice there as well. A little bit like a anisey sort of note to this, like a licorice anisey note. Maybe there's a little bit of sweetness on the back end there. You get a little wood tannin note kind of sitting and hitting like lower down on your palate here. Not really much fruit flavors to write home about. This is feeling a little one-dimensional with the wood, like the leather and tobacco, without too much sweetness bringing it up or a burst of flavor. I want to go in for another taste on glass 2 here. Maybe you get a little bit of that like old school cola root beer vibe that I was getting on this one. Maybe there's a little bit more of that bacon spice coming through, but I'm really having to search for that. Maybe like a tiniest touch of like a salty peanut shell note there as well. But in terms of the comparing the two, this just kind of is a little flat coming off the back of this one. Let me just kind of nose glass 1 here a little bit. Yeah, it's wildly different in terms of amped up notes, dark cherry, almost like old-fashioned-y with some like orange peel if you think of like a really nice old-fashioned at a bar. You kind of nose that. It kind of has some of that vibe going on here. Really, really, really nice and rich and viscous. I think this kind of picks itself in terms of which I think is which. I think this has to be the non-chill filtered, and I think this has to be the rare breed. But this is really interesting because I've had rare breed quite a lot in the past, and I've never felt that either of these rare breeds have been that flat. I think I've only had this bottle open this year, so it's not like it's been. I'm thinking that this must be this, and I feel that it's only been open less than a year, so it shouldn't be that flat. But let's see what the results are. I have the answer key here. Let's see how we wrote these down. So A is for non-chill filtered, B is for rare breed, which I assume is going to be the regular one. This is A, yes it is, and then let's just make sure this is it, and this is B. Okay, cool. So yeah, I thought this was good. I didn't think it was unicorn level, and I guess maybe that's kind of where it is. It's a very, very good whiskey. And for a $60 bottle, if we can get this, the non-chill filtered, to be coming in and onto the market here in the US, I think this is kind of gonna go away. I know there's a lot of folks out there who really like this bottle, and I think maybe just how it sat in the blind coming after this one, it was just kind of like its little sister to a degree. It wasn't really much. My palate already had been like overstimulated by this. Very, very good whiskey. Really great bottle for the price. One of the best kept secrets in whiskey that is kind of not becoming a best kept secret anymore. If you fly anywhere, definitely check the kind of the tax-free liquor department to see if you can find a bottle of this. Still a good bottle of whiskey, but nowhere near as good as the non-chill filtered. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching. This is like a short, sweet episode to celebrate Thanksgiving with some wild turkey whiskey. And wow, you definitely want to be able to get some of this juice. Try your absolute best to get it. You might be able to see it at a airport near you soon, or I think they might even have it in in London and in Germany. So if you're flying around those different places, definitely search for it a little bit and maybe pick me up a bottle of it too. So enjoy the rest of your Thanksgiving. Have a great day. Enjoy Black Friday. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you on the other side. My name is Patrick, and as we drink through the world's whiskeys one glass at a time, thank you so much for watching. Cheers.